I'm not from the government. It would be much easier if I brought your ID. So I went out to buy breakfast, humming a ditty and walking in the community. TSKTSKTSK. Under the nourishment of love, I find that I am becoming more and more handsome. Suddenly, the security guard stopped me. What's the matter, Uncle Chen? What are you flirting with? I saw my aunt approach me with a gloomy face. I panicked. Is my wife an ancient person? Did they find out? Just when I was uneasy. Interrogate me if I've heard anything lately. What's the movement? I shake my head. I slept well. Uncle Chen said he didn't see it. But the surveillance took a picture, saying that a group of people entered the monitoring room. I can only see the community at night. Suddenly, a figure flew from the 3rd floor to the 5th floor opposite. Everyone was scared on the spot. Only I know in my heart, that must be what my wife did. No, I have to go back and ask that heroine. So what's going on? What is it like to play a female ghost without sleeping in the middle of the night? And I stormed home in a rage. I asked you to sneak out in the middle of the night before. How do you know? Look at the way he looks okay. I can't get angry. You asked me how I knew. Surveillance. The clairvoyant is photographed. I saw him like a child who had made a mistake. But he said confidently, I am masked? I'm relieved to hear that. Scared me to death. It's fine as long as you don't show your face. Raising an ancient wife is really exciting. Of course, I still warned him seriously. Your identity is dangerous in this world. Don't run around. You have to go out and tell me. I'll take you out. It's all over the place now. Said this neighborhood was haunted. Haunted. I saw him without knowing it. He was completely unaware of the seriousness of the problem. I will leave a message on the forum immediately. Did the ancients travel to modern times? Movies of random shootings. It's urgent to wait online. I must let him know the seriousness of the situation. It is absolutely arranged clearly. He also seemed to have realized the seriousness of the matter. Fingers twisting clothes, said if it caused you a lot of trouble. I'm leaving now. And I interrupted him. The most important thing for you now is to learn quickly. Hold on, I'll order takeout. Is there anything you want to eat? Burger chicken roll. Stir-fried cake. Just then, he looked at me with tenderness. So women, send warm words when you are helpless. The probability of winning will be much higher. You know, what did the women of the Tang Dynasty use this cloth for? I was doing the laundry just now. Look, I'm doing laundry. My wife also went to fetch her dirty clothes. Throw it in the washing machine. What is this? I picked up a white cloth and asked. I saw my wife's little face blushing to the base of her ears. With the momentum of lightning, took the cloth from my hand. I haven't had time to speak yet. I saw him disappear with a whoosh. What's going on? It's a foot wrap. Is there any need for such a fuss? On second thought, I don't seem to have seen my old woman's feet. I also remember that her feet were fine when she changed slippers that day. At this point, I want to confirm again. Did I read it wrong? I asked my wife to lift my feet. Let me take a look, the wife said in a fit of anger. I don't lift it, but it's my inspiration. No wonder I bought him so many underwear at the time. He didn't even try, while I was still immersed in my own world. My wife suddenly glared at me shyly. Said Dong Tuzi. I saw him posing as if he were drawing a sword and was about to serve me. Kneeling on the ground, trembling with fear. Fortunately, he was just scaring me. I immediately changed the topic and said I was guilty. Is it time for you to repay your kindness? If the benefactor is ugly, just say, do it in the next life. The cow does the horse to repay. If the benefactor looks okay, and I paused, lean into his ear, he said softly that the little girl had nothing to repay. Can only promise. I saw my wife blush. Then it quickly changed back to the original. What are you staring at her angrily? You fool. Sorry. I was wrong. Okay. You still have to learn life tips. Yeah. All right. I'll be back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes later, I asked him how he was looking. Have you learned? He trembled and said, Is your life so wild here? What nonsense. I'm confused. Make yourself more comfortable. Isn't this enjoying life? I saw that he was still angry and said to me, Shameless. Then what do you mean by shame? Just looking at him, he can't speak. I went on to say that you are pedantic. What you wear is your own freedom. I strongly condemn you to the point where you cannot accept. You can leave it alone. But how can you say that other people are shameless? I saw him with wide eyes, staring at me with a red face and shouting unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. Today, I'm going to teach my Tang Dynasty wife to play games. I thought I had to find something for him to do. Otherwise, he would think about going out in the middle of the night to act like a ghost every day. What if one day my wife learns about this society? Abandon me. Go to the second dimension alone. Then I'll cry to death. So, I decided to use games to solidify his homegrown behavior. So I recommended Dodijo to him. Play for over an hour. I don't think it's okay. I went to take a nap. Fortunately, I didn't find a job that day. Otherwise, I'm going to miss my muse. The road ahead can only be seen step by step. Before I knew it, it was evening. I think it's almost time. Just tell your wife to go. Go out to dinner. Then let her change her dress. Child, is this okay? Oh my God, my heart beat faster in an instant. Isn't this beautiful? The ancients were really metaphysical in temperament. I coughed a few times and said, let's change it back. This is too conspicuous. My wife is so angry. And slammed the door shut. Change the suit. Yo kid, you brought your girlfriend out for a walk again. I saw Uncle Chen holding a stick in his hand, sitting at the gate. I explained that I was just a friend. I asked Uncle Chen, "Is your stick mahogany?" "The one without mahogany hasn't arrived yet. I'll stick iodophore first to make do with it." I saw Chen Shu's eyes with a hint of vitality. Said angrily, "Look at me. Does it look like Chin Kyung in the New Year picture?" I replied it's like my head is full of black lines. What a crime. It's all my wife's fault. After saying goodbye to the book, my wife and I were walking down the trail. My wife sees no one around. Ask me what a girlfriend is. And I said, "Friend." Then why add a woman character? Because you are female. Then why did you just say no? Is it for me to explain? You don't understand if you say it now. You'll know later. I thought to myself, if I let you know what a girlfriend means, you haven't stabbed. Looking at the bright moonlight, I asked the heroine if she drank milk tea. Saying that, I went to the milk tea shop on the street. I ordered 2 cups of milk tea. After a while, I handed the finished milk tea to my wife. Then he glanced back at the milk tea shop. Absent-mindedly asked, "Were those people just making money by doing this? Can I learn to do this kind of work too?" I told him you could learn. But you don't have an ID. Can't make money from this. He was feeling down. I take comfort in the idea of identity. Take your time. Don't worry, there will always be a way. Watch him suck. The milk tea was swallowed with a frown. Look at him in pain. Isn't it delicious? Yeah, kind of weird. This pearl is not chewy either. Sure enough, it's my wife. Great minds think alike. Here, try this. So I took a breath. My purpose is perfectly achieved. Indirect kissing. It was delicious, and I saw that his whole person was radiant. Then come and drink my cup. I'll drink your bubble tea. Glad you like drinking this. Today I took my Tang Dynasty wife to watch the fireworks display. After dinner, I took my wife to take the bus. Get in the car. I asked her to sit by the window and look out the window. The street is brightly lit. Colorful neon lights on tall buildings. Watching him staring out the window in a trance, I smiled. Isn't it beautiful? I thought you'd be pleasantly surprised. What's so bland? I've been in a carriage. Can this compare to a carriage? When I got to the station, I pulled my wife out of the car. The cool night breeze blows his hair. The sound of river water could be heard in the distance, reflecting the moonlight. You can see the sparkling river. It's called Lanjiang. In your time. It should be pitch black at night. It's different now. This is the modern night view of the city. Looking at the bustling night scene, my wife couldn't help but mutter, "Is this really more than 1,000 years later?" You've read the history books. I should have the answer in my heart. I turned to look him in the eyes. although this girl is wearing modern clothes. That unique temperament is out of tune with the surroundings. I saw her looking into the distance in a trance. I silently took out my phone and took another picture of him. Although identity is difficult to obtain, but if it's done someday, I'll take you on a plane to the sky. Heaven, yeah. Sky. One day I will take you on a trip to the moon. But it's too early to say. You still need it in my little shitty room. Continue to understand the world. After getting to know the world, Jiang He asked, "Then marry me." I certainly can't say that. Food is life. It's been a long time. You will find a lifestyle that you enjoy. Then I'll take you to enjoy it. More than 1,200 years later. It's almost time. I saw the fireworks explode with a bared sound.